Welcome to Vlogz Automotive Podcast, episode 28. In today's podcast, I talk about celebrating 30 years of Toyota Production System Support Center, Maserati MSG Racing narrowly missing out on points in Brazil, Model Discovered Secret Gran Turismo 4 cheat codes, Stellantis dealers briefing hints at midsize Ram, Jeep Recon, and Dodge Stealth, 2025 Porsche Boxster EV prototypes spotted at a Tesla Supercharger station, new Mercedes-Benz CLA to rival Tesla Model 3 with 350 kilowatt charging, and a SEMA legislative alert to urgently take actions now. If you're a first time here, thanks for clicking that play button. I'm Mario Gear, and I've been involved in the automotive industry for well over 15 years. I'm sharing my enthusiasm for all automotive topics with you. Now let's begin. Celebrating 30 years of Toyota Production System Support Center. Unique not-for-profit shares the power of Toyota production systems to help support communities and businesses. Plano, Texas. How does decades of assembling some of the world's best vehicles help improve small and mid-sized manufacturers, food banks, health care providers, and government agencies? For more than 30 years, Toyota Production System Support Center, TSSC, a not-for-profit corporation, has shared its know-how with more than 500 partners. Its teachings are based on Toyota's production system, or TPS, an organizational manufacturing culture and mindset that engages people to continually make improvements and create solutions. In celebration of its 30th anniversary, TSSC today joined with its partners and experts to reflect on its history and a look towards its future. Utilizing TPS, TSSC operates on a philosophy that small improvements can make a big difference not only inside Toyota but outside organizations as well. This approach has seen transformational results in unexpected places for an automaker, including hospitals, food banks, health care providers, and local businesses. By sharing its knowledge to find better ways of doing their day-to-day work, achieve higher productivity, maximize resources, and improve quality and safety, TSSC helps partners stay competitive, preserve jobs, and support more people and communities in need. Quote, sharing ideas to find better ways of doing things demonstrates that small improvements can make a big difference while enriching people's lives and making communities stronger, said James Bonini, president of TSSC. We've learned that sharing our knowledge, how gained from years of automaking experience, can help others, and TSSC has been fortunate to help a variety of partners make a positive impact in the communities where they operate. Established in 1992, TSSC has 15 full-time employees who travel throughout North America and execute up to 50 projects annually. Partner companies and organizations are for and non-profits, and through strong collaboration, solutions are identified, tested, implemented to drive performance. Examples of the TSSC projects and results. St. Bernard Project. 6 years after Hurricane Katrina struck New Orleans, thousands of people still had not been able to return to their homes. St. Bernard Project, SBP, a non-profit home rebuilding group, could not keep up with demand and began collaborating with TSSC to reduce customer wait time in the rebuilding of houses while increasing quality, productivity, and safety. By implementing various TPS techniques, SBP was able to accomplish the following. The time it took to rebuild a home dropped from an average of 116 days to 60, a 48% improvement. Amount of houses being rebuilt per month jumped from 8.6 to 12.8. Improved quality, safety, and processes, including the use of virtual tools to track schedules and inventory. Initially, Toyota showed us how to build faster to get disaster victims home sooner, said Zach Rosenberg, founder and CEO of SBP. Now we have taken Kaizen, this notion of getting better every day, and put tools and solutions in place to mitigate the impact of a disaster before it happens and in the immediate aftermath. This work is critical so that the disaster victims can see a quicker path to recovery. Another story here. Harbor UCLA Medical Center, helping the underserved population in southwest Los Angeles County region for nearly 80 years. Harbor UCLA Medical Center's eye clinic had a backlog of patients who required care. However, their surgical wait list was hundreds of patients long. In several instances, patients were going blind while waiting months to be seen by doctors. By applying TPS concepts, the eye clinic was able to accomplish the following. The time from check-in to discharge for patients was cut in half, double the number of patients being treated, eliminate surgical wait list. Quote, over a 2-year period, we took a surgical backlog that had hundreds of patients long and we eliminated it, said Pradeep Prasad, MD, Chief of Ophthalmology, Harbor UCLA Medical Center. This is our hospital, and Toyota came in to teach us how we can identify ways to do better. I never would have thought that implementing TPS would help save lives or keep people from going blind. That it has. For more information about TSSC's work or to inquire about its services, please visit tssc.com. Who would have known? So, hey, all I can say is if you're a community leader or you know of an organization within your community that could possibly benefit from these type of services, reach out to TSSC. Links to this article will be in the show notes. So let's move on. Maserati MSG Racing team narrowly misses out on points in Brazil. Maserati MSG Racing fell short of the top 10 in São Paulo. The race in numbers. Eduardo Montoya, free pace 1, position 14, free pace 2, position 17, qualifying P4, into semi-final A, race DNF, fastest lap, a minute 16, championship position 19 with 3 points. Maximilian Gunther, free pace, or free practice 1, position 8, free practice 2, position 2, qualifying, position 9th, 1 minute, 12 seconds, qualified, quarterfinal C, race, position 11, Fastest lap, 1 minute 13 seconds. Championship position, P20, 0 points. Maserati MSG Racing championship position, P10 with 3 points. In detail, Maserati MSG Racing narrowly fell short of the top 10 at the 2023 Sao Paulo E Prix following a frantic, hard-fought maiden outing for Formula E in Brazil. After seeing a promising sign in practice, the team extracted every ounce of pace in qualifying, with Eduardo Mortora and Maximilian Gunther both progressing to the dual stages. Although Max was pipped in quarterfinals, Edo advanced to the Palladium stage by defeating InVision Racing's Nick Cassidy in the first head-to-head. The Swiss-Italian was unfortunately pipped by Sofel van Dern in the semifinals, but with a 1 minute 12 second lap time, Edo started fourth with Max ninth due to a grid penalty from Cape Town. Both drivers secured good starts when the race got underway, but Edo sustained front wing damage immediately after running into the back of Mitch Evans amidst a bunch up in turn 1. While Max maintained his starting spot, Edo boxed for repairs. However, given the nature of the circuit and the power of the slipstream, the 31-lap affair quickly turned into a high-speed game of chess. By running a carefully managed opening phase, Max battled to a high of 8th before the safety car was deployed on lap 8 when Nissan Sacha Fenstraz stopped on track. With the pack bunched up, the neutralization provided a fresh opportunity for Edo to slice through the field to 14th before a second safety car on lap 16, this time Jake Dennis. Edo overtook Sergio Setta Camara for 13th after the second restart, but was forced to retire on lap 21 after being spun into the barriers by Abbat Nico Mueller, which left Max as the team's sole runner. The German battled for a place inside the top 10 for the remainder of the race, but was overtaken by Sebastian Buemi on lap 28 to take the checkered flag in 11th. Formula E's 9th season will continue in Berlin, Germany on the 22nd and 23rd of April for the second doubleheader event of the current campaign. So, yeah, links to this article will be in the show notes. So if you want to read the rest of the article, yeah, there you go. See if some of the photos are good, how they pop up. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's not gonna look well. Yeah, you'll be better off checking out the stories there. So let's move on to the next story. How a modder discovered secret Gran Turismo 4 cheat codes 18 years after the game was released. Gran Turismo 4 came out in 2005 on the PlayStation 2. Now a game modder has discovered cheat codes that break the game wide open. Here's how he did it. When a game is as old as Gran Turismo 4, which just celebrated its 18th birthday in February, you kind of assume everything there is to know about has been unearthed already. That's why GT4 news that made the rounds on Twitter this past weekend came as such a surprise. A modder discovered cheat codes in the 2005 racing sim that nobody knew about before. Here's how it happened according to the individual who made it possible. Before you get to that, some background on the cheats themselves. They're fairly standard, but practically blow the game wide open. One gives you 10 million credits, while others let you earn gold on any license test or any race event automatically with a simple button sequence. The catch is that these codes only work after 365 in-game days has passed, which either requires hours of normal gameplay beforehand or necessities that players accelerate progression with tricks like buying aftermarket wheels or entering and exiting license tests. The breakthrough happened today rather than a decade ago, because it was only a few years back that modders and data miners who goes by the name of Nenkai was able to parse out what's been lurking within the developer Polygram Digital's bespoke programming language. I spoke with Nakai recently, and here's how the story came about in his words. I'll move on. You gotta read the article for his comments, but here's what he goes on to say. Nakai then attempted to enable the code with the use of a metaphorical second controller in the PCSX2 emulator because it was what GT4's special menu required. That didn't work either, leading him to think there wasn't an actual implemented until he noticed something. The catch was a sneaky game day check, so I went ahead and edited my save with my save editor to advanced days and tried again and heard that noise. Later on, I also tested it with Tourist Trophy, which almost just GT4 in disguise initially, and that worked as well. That's right, these cheats works in polygams are Polyphony's motorcycle racer Tourist Trophy too. If you like to try them yourself, here's what you have to do via the cutting room floor. Again, 365 in-game days must have passed before they'll work. 10,000 credits GT mode screen. Yeah, you can select all. These are the cheat codes that you can try. So, yeah, links to this article will be in the show notes. So if you're a gamer and want to try this trick, yeah, comment down below if they work for you and how far you get. Yep. Let's move on. Stellantis dealers briefing hints at midsize Ram, Jeep Recon, and Dodge Stealth. Jeep Cherokee returns in 18 months. Next Dodge Challenger gets an internal combustion engine. With dealers returning to regular life after Stellantis' dealer business meeting 2023 in Las Vegas last week, bits of intel are escaping between reports in Automotive News, Mopar Insider, and now deleted Reddit thread that CarScoop dissected. We can make out roughly details about a few products on the way for Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram stores across the country. We'll start with Chrysler, which got the least attention during the event. The Pentastar starved of products as it were Stellantis' version of Jaguar. Appears to have refreshed the Pacifica minivan in the works and continues to develop its first EV due by 2025. That's the Alpha and the Omega there, at least publicly. Jeep's making moves on several fronts. The Jeep Recon forum got photos of an electric concept brought to the meeting. The Recon Moab 4XE pictured. It looks like a upsized Renegade. Its tire size, though, to be 285/70 17s, same as the stock Wrangler Rubicon. Head to the thread to see the rest of the photos. Links will be in the article. The end of the Cherokee is but a hiatus. Appearance-wise, a new version is in the works. Is said to be smaller version of the Grand Cherokee L. That's about the same size as the outgoing model. When it launches in late 2024 as a 2025 model year SUV, it could debut with a new name as well as hybrid and electric powertrains. The Grand Cherokee L, meanwhile, will get a mid-cycle refresh in 2025. Adding to information previously reported about the 2024 Jeep Wrangler range, the 2024 Gladiator is said to get a Willys trim with upgraded spec. Mopar insiders had cited communications to dealers that the Wrangler Willys would improve capable thanks to higher ground clearance and what's expected to be a gripper off-road wheel and tire package. The dealer meeting, Jeep reps apparently said the Gladiator Willys would get high fenders, a locking rear axle, 33-inch tires. The current Gladiator Willys fits a track lock limited slip rear differential and 32-inch mud terrain tires. The low towing, the towing rating for the Gladiator range could be an increase from 7,650 pounds to 7,700 pounds. Above the Wrangler or Wrangler range will expand with a 4XE version thought to come by the next year. In the Dodge camp, big news would be that the next Charger won't only be electric. Brand reps allegedly told dealers the car would come as a four-door despite the attention lavished on the two-door concept making the rounds. Will get an internal combustion engine option. In fact, reports say that it will get two, both the standard output and the high output versions of the new 3-liter Hurricane Inline 6 offered a spot in the engine bay. All those happy to see retired brands come back to life will be thrilled to hear that the Dodge Stealth is rumored to be a thing again in the next few years. It won't be a sports coupe of old, though, but the new moniker for the remade Dodge Durango, the next generation of the 3-row SUV, is claimed to keep the 3-row layout wrapped in a drastically different body called more along the lines of what people are looking for. Ram might have created the biggest buzz by showing a midsize pickup concept. A Ram dealer told Automotive News, we're going to be back in that midsize game, and without a doubt it looks like a Ram description category it as perhaps more of a lifestyle pickup. Mopar insiders criticizing reports as the midsizers sporty design, focus on U.S. market, and geared towards customers who enjoy pickups but don't necessarily utilize them as a work truck. Finally, the Ram 1500 Revolution battery electric pickup is said to get two range options, one going 350 miles on a charge, the other 500 miles. If the reported 14,000 pound tow rating hits the market, the Ram could open a new front and pickup to rating battles, this time on the electric side. So there you go. Links to this article will be in the show notes. So 2025 Porsche Boxster EV prototype spotted at Tesla Supercharger. No fewer than 4 all-electric Boxster mules were spied during cold weather testing. The upcoming all-electric Porsche Boxster has been spotted once again during cold weather testing by our spy photographers in the north of Europe. And this time around, it looks like the German performance brand has significantly stepped up its development efforts. In this latest batch of photos, we can see no fewer than 4 prototypes driving around the snow and ice-covered roads in Sweden. The largest number of test mules we've seen together since Porsche began its outdoor test program in November 2022. All of the cars in the gallery embedded below feature a rear-mounted charging port, just like the one we first spotted about a month ago, as well as a fake exhaust tip tacked on below the charging connector for keeping up appearances. Yeah, so we have some of these photos. Let's take a look, see if they... Yeah, here we go. Oops, charging door popped open. There we go, better look. Yep, there's a little fake tip. At the Tesla charging station, charging up. Checking gears, I guess. There we go. Let's see here. Moreover, in the night shots sent by our spy photographer, the German EVs are parked at a Tesla Supercharger. In fact, by the looks of it, it might just be the same charging station where we previously saw a prototype BMW iX2 topping up its batteries, which goes to show that by opening up its network, Tesla is inadvertently helping rival companies develop their EVs and making an honest dollar out of it. The evening photos also show several Porsche employees discussing among themselves with the frunk open on one of the prototypes, which might indicate that the first ever all-electric 718 Boxster will keep its front trunk just like the internal combustion engine models before it. As for specs of the zero-emission two-seater, we still don't have any official information, but we can make some educated guesses based on what we know from previous reports. In the first phase, the Boxster EV is expected to offer a rear-wheel drive version only, powered by a single electric motor and an 800-volt battery pack that can accept up to 270 kilowatts when charging. The electric Porsche Boxster 718 Boxster is rumored to be based on the same premium platform electric PPE architecture used for the next generation Macan all-electric crossover, but an official word on this matter has yet to be released. As always, we'd like to know what you think about this. Scroll down and leave a comment. There we go. Cool. Let's move on to our next story. New Mercedes-Benz CLA to rival Tesla Model 3 with 350 kilowatt charging. The upcoming electric four-door sedan will also feature an 800-volt architecture. Mercedes-Benz will enter into a direct battle with the highly successful Tesla Model 3 by introducing an all-new generation of its CLA four-door compact sedan, which is slated to be developed under the Electric First strategy. A concept car previewing the 2025 bound EV is slated to debut at the Munich Motor Show in September, when we'll get a better understanding of what the German brand has in store for what it calls the entry luxury category in its portfolio. According to the British publication Autocar, the upcoming Mercedes-Benz CLA will be offered in two variants, starting with the all-electric version and continuing with the mid-hybrid that has arrived about 6 months after the introduction of the EV and only in select markets. As per Autocar, the upcoming CLA will sit on the Mercedes Modular Architecture MMA platform, which is pure electric form, is engineered to work with an 800-volt battery pack that can accept up to 350 kilowatts of power when charging for a top-up from 10 to 80% state of charge in roughly 30 minutes from a high-powered DC charger. The new electric CLA is rumored to be in the works in both front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive variants, with both using what's described as being second-generation permanent magnet synchronous motors bearing the internal name EATS 2.0, coupled with a newly developed silicon carbide inverter. The motors will provide motivation through a 2-speed gearbox, but it's unclear if this setup will be the standard after affair on both front and all-wheel drive versions. Set to receive a new lithium iron phosphate battery pack, or LFP, that's built around a cell-to-pack production principle. The third-generation Mercedes CLA is said to be much more efficient than the company's current models that use lithium-ion packs. With a longer body than the current model, rumors say it will have a length of around 185 inches or 4.7 meters. The new German electric sedan was spotted out testing for the first time last month, when our spy photographer managed to snap some close-ups of the vehicle's charging connector, confirming the Mercedes-Benz was indeed working on a new compact EV. With an expected debut sometime next year, the next generation CLA will also compete with BMW i4 and Polestar 2, bringing some much-needed rivalry to this particular vehicle segment. As always, we'd like to hear what you think, so head on over to the comments section below and give us your opinions. Alrighty. Cool. As a bonus legislative action report, here we go. This is from SEMA's legislative alert. Urgent action to be taken. California introduces bill to legalize cruising. Encourage support from lawmakers on this proposal. California has introduced SAN-supported legislation AB 436 to allow automobile cruising activities to return statewide. Currently, local authorities are authorized to pass ordinances that regulate or prohibit cruising. This effort follows a resolution approved by the legislature last year celebrating the history and culture associated with automobile cruising, as well as encouraging local officials and law enforcement to work with local car clubs to conduct safe cruising events. Having passed the Assembly Committee on Local Government, the bill now awaits consideration in the Assembly Committee on Appropriations. Lawmakers must hear from us right away. Use the following website link for the following and lawmakers' contacts. Links to this will be in the show notes, and this is basically what it'll take you to. Yeah, so here is where you can fill out and contact your local representative, state representative. It basically talks about the bill here. And then here you can fill in your information, and it essentially will draft or email this to your representative. It says, basically the message entitled basically says, I respectfully request that you support for legislation AB 46, which would allow automobile cruising activities to return statewide. If passed, AB 44 would repeal the authorization for local authorities to pass ordinances that regulate or prohibit cruising. In 2022, the California legislature unanimously passed Assembly Concurrent Resolution ACR 176, Chapter 16, commemorating the history of cruising in California and encouraging law enforcement to work with local car clubs to conduct safe cruising events. Additionally, AB 426 would endorse the importance of economic and civil values that car clubs and the automotive hobby provide to the state. AB 46 also seeks to reward automotive enthusiasts and continue expanding opportunities for prized lowriders, vintage vehicles, and customs to be enjoyed. Lastly, AB 436 would recognize that the collection and restoration of vintage and custom vehicles is an important part of preserving the technological achievements and culture heritage of California as well as the United States. So yeah, that is essentially the stories for today from SEMA celebrating business women in automotive for 30 plus years to Maserati near barely making it in Brazil in Formula E. Cheat codes to Gran Turismo. After 18 years, Stellantis on their new potential lineup going in the future. Porsche Boxsters, EV, what do you think? As well as Mercedes with their CLA. And this bonus alert that I highly encourage you, if you're in California, I highly encourage you to submit to request to your local legislators through that link, and it'll be in the link to that this page would be in the show notes. And I highly encourage it because, I'm dating myself, but I remember the days when we used to go cruising and call it a rite of passage, but It was something that at least I and my friends would enjoy doing on Fridays and Saturday nights at our local cruise spots, and it was all in good fun and socializing. Everybody had a good time when we used to be able to have it before city ordinances and local law enforcement put a kibosh on it. So there you go. Yeah, be sure to like, share, and follow me, and follow me on all my social medias. Have a good one.